Just to start, you'll be honoring 3 seniors, kind of all different paths on how they got here, I guess. What has that trio meant for this season and beyond?
Yeah, well, I'll start with Keisei. I mean, he's been unbelievable for the last 3 seasons, and I think far exceeded everybody's expectations. We knew that Keisei could really shoot the ball, but everything that he has provided for our program, for first and foremost for what he has done in the community and just how he has been embraced by everybody in this state, and he plays with such a joy and such a passion. And we brought him in as a guy that could space the floor and shoot the ball, really not having any idea the other things that he does that could impact our program in a positive way. And he's going to go down as one of the all-time favorites, I think, to wear a Husker uniform. And it's been really fun to see. It's been fun to witness. It's been fun to coach him. He's going to go down as one of my all-time favorites that I've had the opportunity to be with and coach through a lot of ups and downs. And, through it all, he's kept a smile on his face. And, I couldn't be prouder of where he is right now and the opportunity that he has presented for himself with his future. And, it's going to be an emotional day with Keisei. I mean, you hear the ovation when he gets introduced. And, this last time Keisei is going to suit up in Pinnacle Bank Arena. So it's going to be emotional, I think, for a lot of people, including me, for Keisei and his dad, who was here. And and again, everybody that's been a part of this thing through the last 3 years. So I love the kid, and looking forward to following him. Whatever his future holds. Josiah made a commitment to come back home and hopefully lead us to lead this program to where it's never been before. And he's Josiah, the energy that he brings, the passion that he brings to the floor in practice, in shoot around, when he comes in and does individual work. He just does everything with force. And he's had some really, really good moments for us. And a lot of times it doesn't show up in the box score, just all the little things that Josiah does. But what it has been really cool, all the great things he's done on the floor for us. But in 1 year, what he has done off the court and the amount of people that come up and just say they, got a chance to talk to Josiah wherever it is, at a restaurant, at a high school game, and just the type of person that Josiah is. It's been fun to see he and Becca, how they have interacted, and to see his mom in the stands at every game, and his siblings. It's been a really cool situation to have Joe back here for his last year of college, and obviously want to send those guys off in a great way tomorrow. Boogie has done a lot of things for us, and most of those behind the scenes. And I know I give Boogie as much credit really as anybody for keeping our group together in a really hostile environment when we were facing a lot of adversity in Bloomington a couple weeks ago. A huge, huge win for us. At the end of the day, when we look back, that one game, the importance of that game may be as much as any that we've played all year. It hasn't been the role that Boogie has wanted, but I'm telling you, he's come in with a very positive attitude every day. He's been a joy to coach. He's been great for the young guys, and I still think Boogie's got a bright future ahead of him. And we're going to try to do everything we can to help him, put him in a good situation moving forward. But it's 3 wonderful kids that have all made huge impacts on the program in different ways. But it's going to be a great day tomorrow, and hopefully send those guys off in a good way.
It's a big game regardless, but in your time coaching and playing, have you found that it can be a test to balance the emotions of a senior night?
Yeah, I mean, I was part of it. I think I talked about this last year. I was so emotional in my hometown that I was so hyped up and amped up that I went out there and I almost banked in my first couple shots. So it is, you're going to have to find a way to go out there, enjoy the moment, and then once that ball goes up in the air, it's game time, and it's fall back on your habits and all the things that we're trying to accomplish with a really talented team that puts you in a tough spot because of their pressure. So yeah, we're going to have to go out there and almost calm our nerves after the ceremony, and hopefully go out there and execute for 40 minutes.
with Keisei, you've talked about his return and how important that was this offseason. When he did officially announce that he was coming back, at what point did you kind of realize maybe this season could be what it's been so far?
Yeah, I think really when we finally got the final pieces put together with this group, and when we went over to Spain, we still I don't think really knew what we had because we had so many injuries this summer. Keisei playing for his national team, Rink playing for his national team. But we did have the luxury of getting some practices in, and I saw then that we had a really hard-playing team that was going to be unselfish and play together. And that's what this group has done every day, pretty much, is found a way to stay together, battle through adversity, just do some really special things out there on the floor. So when you put a group together and you have the buy-in that we had from day one, you have a chance, and these guys work. They always put in extra time, and again, that's a luxury as a coach when you have a group that can go out there and do all the little things and not ever have to worry about what's their attitude going to be like when they walk through the door. What is their agenda? Is everybody going to be here on time? I don't think we had anybody late all year, and I've never had that ever as a player. Hell, I was late my freshman year. I overslept. I slept through an alarm. We didn't have one guy that I can recall right now that was ever late or missed a practice or missed a session. And these guys have been extremely coachable, and that's why I think we are sitting where we are right now. But obviously, we still have work to do.
We've talked about recruiting out of the portal and finding guys who fit the team's culture. With Josiah specifically, how did he fit in this year? The mental makeup you were looking for?
Yeah, Joe fits exactly the type of player that we want in our program, and he's tough. He's he's gritty. He's first guy on the floor. He's got countless extra possessions for our team, whether it's an offensive rebound, whether it's diving out of bounds, getting his hand on a ball. And that's what I'm talking about with Josiah, is it doesn't always show up in the final box score, but he just does so many things that impact winning, and it's all due to effort. So yeah, when you talk about building a team and building a culture, it's all guys like Josiah, hopefully for us moving forward, that we can continue to recruit that type of player.
What's his impact as a leader been this year as a veteran guy?
Yeah, Josiah's been a great leader. Keisei's been a great leader. Boogie's been a great leader. So you got three seniors that have all provided really good leadership for this team. And, Josiah, he sets the tone with his effort every day. And Keisei sets the tone, believe it or not, with his voice. And that wasn't the case 3 years ago. But he has just continued to, go out there and come in and lead this group with a positive attitude. And same thing with Josiah. And if Josiah's got to jump somebody, he's got the respect to do that because of how hard that he plays and how hard he works.
Keisei had a senior night last year, and then he's going to have another one tomorrow.
I wish he had another one next year.
And then looking back the whole season, it's not over yet, but how much do you believe that he made a right decision for himself and then for the team? Yeah,
I mean, Keisei coming back, I think absolutely benefits him. He really put his name on the map last year with how he performed for probably the last 5-6 weeks of the season. And he increased that with what he did in the World Cup this last year in Okinawa. And I think he's helped himself even more just with all the attention that he draws to be able to make the shots that he does and the degree of difficulty, with how he shoots the ball. And he's made a lot of plays, even though he's the focal point on the other team's board. I know that. The first guy they're talking about how they're going to game plan is what are they going to do with Keisei. So, he's just been such a rock for us. And I think, if you ask him, absolutely he made the right decision to come back.
Does he have a realistic shot in the NBA?
I think so. I mean, I would never say no to anybody. And, hell, if I can make it, anybody can make it, Robin. But, Keisei, listen, with analytics and what that league is all about, I mean, you need floor spacing. You need guys that can shoot at a high level. And obviously, Keisei is as good as anybody that certainly I've ever seen.
Rutgers obviously got you good on the glass. Last matchup, what are the bullet points that have to happen tomorrow for you?
Yeah, I think I've said this every time I've sat in here, but we have to take care of the ball and we have to rebound. And they did. They absolutely out-toughed us, especially in the second half when we had, I think, a 10-point lead with about 10 to go, and they made all the hustle plays. We struggled getting a rebound in the flow. We struggled getting a rebound off a missed free throw. and it cost us. It cost us a game, and that's who they are. They're relentless. Steve Peichel does a phenomenal job of getting this team ready to play every night. Their physicality, their toughness, everything they're all about. We have to go out there tomorrow with that mindset. It's a hard hat, lunch pail type game, and hopefully we can go out there from the first possession and execute and play with a level of toughness and sustain that for 40.
Did you like how guys bounced back after Columbus?
Yeah, I think guys have been good. Yesterday we had a long film session, watched a lot of breakdowns that we hadn't been doing, and showed some offense that just didn't have the same movement that we had when we were a really good offensive team. So we just got to get back to who we are. We got to get back to our movement. We got to get back to playing for each other, covering for each other, and finishing off possessions with physicality. And the guys put in the game plan yesterday in a very light kind of walkthrough type practice, and we went at it today. I felt we had to, after pretty much a day off yesterday as far as on their legs, and that's why I made you guys wait for half an hour, and I apologize for that. But I felt we had to go longer today and get ourselves prepared for what's at stake tomorrow.
Another senior day question. Should we read anything to the guys that aren't being honored with Rink, Juwan, and Bryce?
I'm not reading anything into it, so I don't think you should either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's good. All right, thanks guys.